If you are a woman my age, do it and get yourself back to feeling as good as you did before you hit menopause. I've been living with different pains that I have been educated to believe are just part of being my age. But actually they're not. They're not. My body was very stiff. It hurt. Joints hurt. I had incredibly bad RSI. I had a problem with my hip. My right knee in particular gave me a hard time. I could feel the inflammation in it. My feet hurt like hell. I could feel every bone in my foot, and I had to switch from shoes to sneakers to help support me. I was trying to still be mobile, because we all know that if you lose your mobility as you age, that's a shortcut to death. I've always been a very upbeat, positive person, but I have been stuck on loops over the last few years because my body was in pain. It is hard to focus on positivity and having a good life when your body hurts, because it keeps distracting you and then you get stuck on a loop again. What drew me to find Revival Clinic was I had gut health issues post having had 3 months of a very strong antibiotic. And they set me on a target of 1 treatment per week for 4 weeks. And in doing so, my gut healed. It just healed. As part of that, I met some fascinating people. I would sit and listen to their stories. And I heard about NADs, which I had no idea what that was. Then I listened to their stories of stem cells, which I did have an understanding of because I had a friend had it years ago for MS. So having watched somebody go through that and seeing the outcome and bumping into her and she's marching up and down hills every time I'm back home, I knew that they could heal more than I could imagine. I then finished my treatments and went on to have NATs, started to take inflammation out of my body. Now, as a woman who's almost 62 and obviously menopausal, menopause is very difficult on a woman's body, and it's often heavily overlooked because women go to doctors and they say, it's your age. You know, it's to be expected. I turned 53, and that was the beginning of really living with pain. I was really fit up until then. From 53 up until I'll be 62 in a couple of weeks, I've been living with different pains. So I was at the point where I just wanted to feel happy again and be pain-free. So I decided to take the leap of faith and do the stem cells. And that IV drip only took 2 hours, and I can't believe the difference it has made in my life. It's like if I had have known I could have done this when I first started having my aches and pains and all that went with it, I would have done it back then. Stems are definitely helping me with all those issues. So I'm only 6 weeks in, and already I get up in the morning, my feet don't hurt, my knees don't hurt, my hands don't hurt. I'm just like happy to wake up. And the other thing is, I'm waking up in the morning. I haven't been sleeping solidly since I turned 53. That's a long time for restless sleep. All of these things that I had normalized, I'm now understanding as I take the journey with my stems, they didn't need to be that way. Most people suffer with inflammation and don't realize the impact it's having on their life and their mental health. So now that I've gone through this, and I feel very blessed to have gone through it, I would say to anybody out there, if you are fortunate enough to be able to do this, do yourself a favor and don't wait as long as me. It's like if I had have known I could have done this when I first started having my aches and pains and all that went with it, I would have done it back then. And I have 2 daughters, and I've already said, get yourself a savings plan, put your money aside, whatever happens in your life later in life, have that there. Have that there, because if you choose to have the path of having children, your body takes a hit. And then hit menopause, anything that hurt from then revisits. So I'm currently having regular physiotherapy. I have a torn ligament and sprain in my right hip. So this was the real draw card for stems. I could not walk, barely putting feet to the ground, walking short distances. I could be walking down Sukhumvit and I would get a stab like a 10 in my groin. I had this treated twice in my life and it never repaired properly. Now, I swear, I am walking 10 to 15 kilometers every day. You have no idea what a miracle that is for me, because I had given up on being able to get fit again. Now I can get back to having the body I want, which is a fit body. So in a nutshell for me, Stems has given me the miracle of starting over. So yeah, if you've got it, do it.